Hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's video where I'm going to play and give my opinion on one of the new palettes from Huda, the color block in purple and orange. I also have the other one, but I thought let me play with this one first because hearing from you guys, this one has you the most stumped. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Nikki, I'm 46, from the Netherlands, hence the accent. And if you love to hear about brands that no one else is talking about, if you want to be inspired by unusual color combinations, and if you are slightly orcish like me, then this is the channel for you. Subscribe now, become part of my nestlings, because we are having a blast here on the internet and we are just fabulous. So I don't know, join the in crowd. I don't know. Never mind. Let me explain slightly orcish. It means olive. I'm a light warm olive, and that can, especially with eyeshadows, it can be a thing, because that means that shadows sometimes warp. So I'm actually very excited to see if this one will though. You get 9 shades, you get 5 mattes, 1 cake liner, water activated, and then a few shimmer shades. And it says here, the mattes are buttery and seamlessly blend on the lid, so we will see if that is true. The laser cut cake liner, highly pigmented, easy to layer. Then you get powder metallic, which is a creamy, high shine and pigment packed metallic foil. The duo metallics are sparkly duo colored metallics with a shiny satin finish. And then the baked flake is a metallic semi-sheer baked flake with dazzling chunky shimmer. I did not swatch the cake liner. What I noticed right away by swatching, and let me explain my swatching process. The reason that I swatch is sometimes I want to feel the shades, to just, especially with a new formula, to make sure that I don't know, that I kind of get a feel for how I want to use the shadows, and sometimes even the eyeshadow base that I want to use. For the shimmers as well, because there are a few different textures in here, I want to know what the color will look like on me. And that is also why I swatch. I want to know what the colors look like on me. Now looking at them and then looking at the pan, there is not much difference. So we will see what happens when I put on my eyeshadow base. But what I noticed right away is that the mattes feel very creamy and pigmented. The center shimmer, basically the two-tone, I swatched with a sponge tip applicator because I cannot dig my fingers in that pan. They are very, very nice. You see, there are different colors in here. So I have a bluer toned purple, and then this one is more of a, I don't know, maybe a neutral purple. But this one, which is the baked flake, if you see it in the pan, it also has a little bit of orange in it. I don't feel that you see the orange. So right away, the first thing that I notice is, what I wish is that we had a shimmer that was more along the lines of this as well, because now I basically have 3 purple shimmers, 2 of them very close together, and then I have an orangey shimmer. So I wish that we also had this one as a shimmer instead of this one, or maybe even instead of this one. You know, a split pan between a lighter orange and then a darker orange, so that you can also swirl it together. Maybe you can do that. Can I do that? Let's see if I can do that. Let's see what happens when I swatch the swirly. Yeah, it does not really work. So yeah, I kind of wish that that had been the case. But that's right off the bat. For the rest, I'm very, very excited to play with this. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Natasha Denona eye base. I'm going to zoom you guys in, and we're going to do a look. And at the end of the look, I'm going to give you my opinion. I have used a lot of eyeshadow, so I know what I like and what I don't like. My plan is to do a two-toned look and kind of see and show you a little bit of a different way to work with a palette like this, instead of just keeping it very monochromatic. Now this base from Natasha Denona, which is the light, it doesn't warp on me that much, which is good. You can see it turning a little bit peachy. It's not too bad. And I don't use a lot anyway, so. And I finally found my favorite brush again. If you follow me for a little while, you know that I lost my Sigma E27. I found it again. It was stacked between my lip pencils. Don't ask, I don't know. This palette actually lends itself very, very well for a two-toned look. So that's what I'm going to do. On one eye, I'm going to do the orange mattes, and on the other eye, I'm going to do the purple mattes. I am going to start with the darkest shade. So let's start with the darkest purple first. And I'm following my bottom lid up, and then I'm going in. And I'm just tapping the shade into place. I'm grabbing a blending brush, and I'm going to go to this one. And I'm going to kind of blend out this shade a little bit. I'm also going to put this in the inner corner. Then with this brush that I have, I'm going to intensify that orange even more. Also kind of going to be a little bit messy in the crease, and I will explain why I do that in a bit. I am cleaning my brush and I'm going to go do the same thing on that eye with the purple. So I'm going to start with the darkest purple. And I'm tapping it on, as you can see. And I'm cleaning my brush. And I'm going to tap over the edge. Then I'm going to go to my next brush. I'm going to go to the lavender first. I'm also going to use that to blend out the darker purple. Hello. You can see yourself there too.
I'm gonna close up on my face.
The camera is like, I don't acknowledge you. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Computer says no.
Yes. Back to the darker purple. I want a little bit of definition between these two colors, so I'm going to go to the brightest orange that is in here with a fluffier brush. Just going to change the color of this one a little bit. Okay, back to the darkest orange. I'm just going to intensify the crease. I also did that with the purple. Clean the brush. Just going to blend out the edges of both eye looks. Purple blends, the orange blends very well. The purple does blend, but it takes a little bit of time. And I kind of feel like you need to help it a tad by using a little bit of the shade to blend itself out, which is fine. Let's start by grabbing my jelly primer. I'm going to use jelly primer on one eye, and on the other eye I am not. And the jelly primer is from Death and Candy. I will link down below where you can find it. I'm going to grab a brush, and I'm grabbing a little bit, if the brush is clean, a little bit of the jelly primer, put it on the back of my hand to spread it in the brush a little bit, and then I'm going to tap on my eye, and I'm going to tap over the powder that I used. That is on my eye, and the reason that I'm doing this is to stop any creasing happening. Okay, I'm going to grab a different brush. I'm going to grab a smaller brush now. I'm going to go into that orangey shimmer. I want that in the beginning of both eyes. So I'm going to also do that in the on the other eye, but here it's dry. I'm going to see what happens when I swirl. I'm kind of doing this in the pan. Kind of swirling a little bit in the center to see what will happen. And that's going to go here. So yeah, you kind of mix them together a little bit to also make the pan messy. Oh, and now I have more orange. Of course I have more orange there. A little bit of purple. Cleaning my brush. Okay. I am going to go into this shade now. And this is a flakier one. I have Fallout. And I am going to pack on the shadow. So I'm still in the same shadow that I was in before. I am going to go to the center pan, to the purpley bit, if I can, with my brush. For here. And then I'm going to grab my brush for my orange. Okay, I'm going to do the same on that eye. Where was I? That shade. But I think I need to spray this shade because it's so chunky and I'm going to create fallout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up my brush, then I'm going to spray the brush, tap off a little bit so that the loose bits fall off, and then I'm going to put it on my eye. It's almost like it's more pink now, which is interesting. It could be because it's on top of the purple. Because here it's on top of the purple and there it's on top of the orange, right? Okay, let's finesse it a little bit with the mattes. I'm going to go to the darker orange matte first. I'm actually skipping this shade. I'm going directly to that shade. Going to do the same with the purple. So I'm going to the purple matte. And then cleaning the brush, going to the lavender. I am going to go to the darkest orange matte. Going to go below my lashes. Yes, I'm going to do the same with the dark purple on the other eye. Okay, for shimmers, for this eye, I'm going to grab this bluer one. And for my other eye, I'm going to go to the orange. Let's grab a little bit of the, let's grab a different brush. And I'm going to grab a little bit of the jelly primer for underneath my eye. Tap it on my lashes. And then tap the shimmers on top of that. It just helps it stick better. You can also use a glitter primer for this. The reason I don't use, for instance, the NYX glitter glue is because it creases like crazy for me. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go to that bluer purple shimmer now that I showed you, but I'm actually going to put it here. The other eye, I'm going to grab the orange shimmer. Yeah, the orange shimmer is also going to go around my tear duct on both eyes. Okay, I want to try the cake liner. I don't know, I'm going to spray the brush. So my brush is wet and I'm going to go into that cake liner, because if I spray the palette, I don't think that will work. Okay, so it goes on. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like now. That's what it looks like now. So I would definitely advise you to just, you know, spray your brush. Let's see what happens when I put it on my eye. I'm going to put it on that eye. So the liner went on very, very easily. Extremely easy. Well, I just put it on this eye. As you can see on that eye, I actually pulled in another one from Unearthly Cosmetics. But it's extremely easy to use, this liner. And it looks very nice and opaque as well. I'm going to finish off the look and I'll be right back. I finished off the look with half lashes from Vive in the style HL2. Lippy is a lip liner from Colourpop in the shade BFF3. And one of the Unearthly satin liquid lipsticks in the shade Ava. I have to say something about those. If you want to get any, now's the time, because unfortunately most, if not all, are being discontinued. And you can save 50% of them right now with code GOODBYE. So yeah, go pester her on Instagram and tell her that she needs to keep at least a few of the shades. Preferably this one, which is shade Ava, which is my personal favorite. But yeah, I really do like how the look turned out. On this eye, I used the Unearthly Gel Liner in the shade Squash. And I also kind of put it in my waterline to make sure that the shades were the same. Let me give you my opinion on the palette, because I have opinions. I love the way that this is looking. This one and the other one, there's just something about the color combination that makes me happy to look at. I think that the component is very, very well made. So the quality is there. And I personally love, with a passion, this color combination of the purple and the orange. That's why I wanted the palette. I do have thoughts though. Even though I love how the look turned out and it was relatively easy. let's go to performance first. The orange, no problem whatsoever. They blended very well. I could get it through to pan. I'm going to nag now as well, because what I wish though is that this one, you don't need this one. If you blend this one out, unless you want to go a very specific kind of orange, then you can use the tool. I personally prefer what I actually did. So I personally wish that I would have skipped this shade and went straight into this shade to create a little bit more, for me, depth in the orange. But that's how I like to use it. So yes, you can very much use this one to blend out this one. Or use this one and deepen it up with this one. You can do that as well. I personally like it more if there is a little bit more contrast between the two shades. The orange I had no problems with whatsoever. The purple, the lavender I did not have a problem with. It kind of warps on me a little bit. I can see it turning a little bit more blue, but that happens a lot for me actually. So I'm not faulting the shade for that. And the purple matte, for me personally, could get it deep enough for what I like. I like the combination of these two shades that they have done in the palette. I like that a lot. This one is Fallout Heavy because it's kind of a pressed flake. So it will probably work fine with your finger or sponge tip applicator. This is the type of shade that I kind of have sometimes a little bit of trouble picking up with my brush. So I want a brush that is the brush that I use for shades like this is actually this one. This one is from Jessup, but it's the Style. Can you see that it has more surface area here and on that side? So what I want to do is I want to basically do this a little bit with my brush. So push the particles between the bristles so I can pick it up. Using them on top of the gel primer, no issues whatsoever, and it stays on. It looks very, very pretty. And then here sprayed works fine as well. So performance wise, I don't really have any problems. I do have to say that this darker purple, it is not the easiest purple that I have in my collection, but it's certainly not the worst. So it's an okay purple. For me, loving color as much as I do, having quite a substantial collection, I know that purples are hard to formulate. They are getting better and better and better though. I have to say that. And this is not, it's not a terrible purple. It's nice to work with. I do advise layering it on top of something for ease of use. I could, as you saw, pack it on and then blend it out. However, I think that I actually would use it a little bit differently. So I would actually set my base with this because my base was not set. Set my base with this. So tap basically here. Tap that purple on like a transition shade, but use the lavender for that. And then build the purple, darker purple on top. So basically deepen it up and blend it up and out. I don't think that you will get a lot of issue. I thought it would be patchy, but it's actually not. So it kind of went on patchily, I feel at least. Could also be the brush. But I could tap it into place very well. And now the finished look. Looking at it in the mirror, it's not patchy. I don't know how it translates on camera. I don't think it looks patchy, but in real life it doesn't. This was extremely easy to use with that cake liner. I'm very much impressed with the cake liner. It's the first cake liner that I have in an eyeshadow palette. And I don't want to spray my palette. So what I did is I grabbed a brush. Let me show you the brushes that I have. So these are the brushes that I use because I prefer these. I got these on AliExpress. I don't know if maybe they are even nail art brushes. I have no idea. I sprayed my brush and then I just swirled it into the pan, and that worked very, very well. And it is nice and opaque. It glided on perfectly. If you want to make this waterproof, use a mixing medium like Duraline. So I'm almost guessing that you would use it the same. I don't know, but I'm guessing that I would use it the same way. So maybe do a drop of Duraline on the sheet. Coat my brush with that and then go into the cake liner. If you are well versed in that, let us know if that's the correct way to use it, because that is, I think, how I would use it. So that's performance wise. Let's go to the colors that they selected. As I said, for me personally, I don't need this one. But that's how I do my eyeshadow, but I can see it having a purpose. The purple selection I really, really like. I like that this shade is in here as well. I actually wish that this one had been a cake liner. Because we have a purple cake liner in here, it would have been awesome if we also had an orange one in here. And I know that you can make a liner out of these shades. You just have to scrape it out and then use a mixing medium. You can, no problem. But that would have been awesome for me. You know, it would have been perfect for me. Let's go to the purples. I kind of touched on the purple shimmers a little bit, didn't I? I wish, let's go per shade. This shade, yes. This shade, yes. This shade in a cake liner would have been awesome. Yeah, cake liner. Then shimmer, yes. Shimmer, yes. I love this shimmer. Shimmer, no. This should have been an orange. Cake liner, yes. I love the cake liner. Yes, yes. And then this, I kind of wish that it would have been a lavender. That would have made it a perfect palette for me. I do know that this is a palette that attracts a lot of people. The color story attracts a lot of people, but it also scares a lot of people off because they don't really know how to work with it. The easiest way to combine colors that are opposite the color wheel, like purple and orange, is to use mattes and shimmers. So an orange crease and then purple on the lid. Or vice versa, as I kind of did here. I hope that this was helpful. Do I recommend the palette? You don't have to run out and get it, because the quality is nice enough. But wait for a sale. I think that is it. Honestly, the other color story that I have here, I feel is more cohesive and makes more sense in my own mind. So I have that one here as well. Look here, they kind of did this. I can mix the green and the blue. You can mix. So while I love the way that it looks in this palette, I don't think it's very, very functional. So I wish that they would have done the orangey bits here as well. Or maybe this is this one a hint darker and then that one the lighter like that. I wish that they would have done that. But I think that's going to be it for the video of today. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited for this palette? Are you getting it? Do you feel like the shimmers are too close together like I do kind of for the purples? I don't need them all. Yeah, that's it. I don't need them all, but let me know your thoughts. I did have a lot of fun with it and I am going to film with this one very, very soon as well, because I'm very curious to see how that formula is. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. I am going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening. May your foundation always match your neck, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye guys.